No, really?
Yeah, you don't. I think. So, yeah. So our speaker today is Katie Beck. She's a dear friend, and she is also the director of St. Dorothy's Rest. She'll tell you all about St. Dorothy's Rest. Katie is also a Zumba instructor in Occidental. For any of you who are interested in doing that, she and her husband Ben are two of the neatest people on the planet. And she has a great history, and been well. She'll tell you how long she's been with St. Dorothy's. But anyway, Katie, what have you done?
Good morning. Can I see a show of hands of who has heard about St. Dorothy's Rest before we were on the schedule for this morning? Great. Great. We are raising our visibility in our local community. For those of you who haven't heard about St. Dorothy's, we are the oldest camp in California, and we are located literally 11.4 miles away from here. I like to joke that we are the best kept secret of West Sonoma County, so I'm letting some of you in today into one of the best kept secrets, one of the jewels of Sonoma County. We were founded in 1901. Our founder, Nellie Olmsted Lincoln, had a daughter who died tragically at the age of 8 of meningitis. And her husband, who was an Episcopal priest, met a gentleman in San Francisco named Melvin Meeker. A chance meeting. Melvin Meeker owned a timber harvest camp in the town that is now Camp Meeker, California. And over a series of correspondence, Melvin invited the Lincolns up to his property and invited them to start a camp for critically ill children in memory and honor of their daughter, Dorothy. So that is St. Dorothy's Rest in our founding. Currently, we serve over 2,500 guests through retreat ministry, church groups, multi-denomination and faith communities, nonprofits, school groups, and some private retreats. The summer months, we host over 400 children. We have what you would think of typically as your church camp program, so open to any children starting at the age of 5 up into our leadership programs for 18-year-olds. But for 2 weeks during the summer, we focus on hospital camps, the original founding concept of St. Dorothy's Rest. And the idea that the Lincolns have that we still live into is that there's a healing that can occur by being in nature. So every summer we partner with California Pacific Medical Center and local nonprofits that serve children who have cancer to provide 1 week of camp for children who have cancer and their siblings. And then a second week in partnership with Lucille Packard Children's Hospital, where all of our campers have received major organ transplants. So in July of this summer, we will be welcoming campers who received heart transplants this February. And those partnerships have been alive for over 25 years with those two specific hospitals. I can talk about camp all day and have great stories, but I wanted just to show you a snapshot of what our hospital camps.
The chairman's not up there telling you what's...
I don't. We were just able to see it a second ago, so did we lose them?
We have to match experts here. Linda,
You're able to see the desktop. So as they work on the media here, we do have the music. I can do a Zumba routine. St. Dorothy's Rest. It'll be 11 years in May. And throughout our, and as he mentioned, my husband, Ben Ebebeck, also lives or works at St. Dorothy's Rest. And over our time at St. Dorothy's, one of the big things that we have attempted to do is raise our visibility about our ministry in the Bay Area and also in our local community. Dewey found out about St. Dorothy's Rest through the Episcopal Church and his connection there, and others of you have heard about us through friends or word of mouth. And those that are learning about it for the first time today, I want you to invite you to extend an invitation to take an 11.4-mile drive and allow us to really show you the work that we are doing. One of the exciting projects that have happened in my tenure is in 2012. St. Dorothy's was able to acquire 550 acres of property. Now we're paying attention. So we went from 30 acres as a campus to 580 in July of 2012. This was an opportunity for us to expand our ministry and our program, and also figure out a way to serve more, and also invite more to come and experience again that original belief and idea of healing that occur by being in nature. So we would love to invite you up to see our campus, but then also to show you what we refer to as St. Dorothy's West, the western portion of our now expanded campus that goes from the town of Camp Meeker all the way up until Willow Creek Road. Just to give you a sense of those boundaries. Our new neighbors include Occidental Arts and Ecology Center, all the way to Alliance Redlands, and then down to Bohemian Highway. So that is an exciting piece of our ministry as well. Total acreage currently is 580, so we went from 30 to 580 in July. Are we here?
I need it.
get asked a lot, what can we do to help? And what I always like to say is first, come experience St. Dorothy's Rest. Come and walk the property with me, with Dewey, and learn more about our ministry and our program. Several years ago, we had a camper arrive from Lucille Packard Children's Hospital. She was 8 years old. And she got off the bus at the bottom of Camp Meeker, and I could just tell she had been crying the entire ride from Palo Alto to St. Dorothy's Rest. Homesick, scared. And as she came up to camp, I was privileged to see a camp counselor kneel down and greet this little girl. And she said, welcome to St. Dorothy's. My name is Molly, and I am your camp counselor. And this little girl looked up, not sure she could trust this Molly. And then Molly's next question really struck me. Molly's question was, who was your surgeon? As this little girl went to share with Molly who her surgeon was, Molly was able to respond, that was my surgeon too. Molly was a heart transplant recipient and was a camper who began at the age of 8 as a camper at St. Dorothy's Rest. She grew up through our program and was a counselor in training, CIT for a summer, and then came back and served as a camp counselor for a summer. Sadly, when Molly enrolled at UC Davis, she was unable to attend classes because she had a heart attack. And unfortunately did not survive her second heart transplant. And Molly was able to share her light with a little 8-year-old girl at St. Dorothy's. And I tell that story not in an attempt to grieve for Molly, but to invite you to continue to provide opportunities for kids like Molly to come and experience camp, where they can compare scars, literally. They know whose surgeon did what kidney transplant based on certain marks from the scars. And they share stories. They share struggles. But there is a kindredness amongst this population where the volunteers and our staff definitely are not insiders. But we provide a place for these kids to experience an incredible amount of healing by being together in nature. And one of the ways that we raise money for this is Woods to Waves, which some of you may know about through Dewey. But May 9th, it is the Saturday of Mother's Day weekend, we do a Woods to Waves fundraiser, which is a hike from St. Dorothy's Rest to Shell Beach. We provide a 2-mile, 4-mile, 8-mile, 10-mile, 12, and 14.6-mile option, and shuttle back to St. Dorothy's Rest to celebrate. Last year we raised over $55,000 to support the ministry of hospital camps. And you are invited to participate by registering and getting your own sponsorships, or I am making a challenge to Dewey today, and would invite you to sponsor him as well if you're unable to be with us on that day by making a pledge to him for the walk for Woods to Waves. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'll also be here as the meeting concludes. Yes?
How do you find your editorship?
That's a great question. So I could use your help. For the oncology camp, this is for kids who have or have had cancer and their siblings. It is open. So if there's anyone in your network ages 7 to 18, we will fully fund them for a week of camp. And that California Pacific Medical Center does a lot of recruitment within their hospital, and that camp is open to other nonprofits and just word of mouth. The Lucille Packard Children's Hospital camp for campers who have received major organ transplants is specifically for campers who were patients of Lucille Packard Children's Hospital. And there's some hospital and medical stipulations for the reason that's closed. And then the rest of our camps are word of mouth. I have a 5-year-old daughter who attends Gravenstein Elementary, and I think her entire class will be joining us for camp this summer. So we do get about 20% of our campers for our adventure camps are from Sebastopol and Santa Rosa and local area. Yes?
And how many adventure camps do you run versus the medical camps?
So we do 2 weeks of the hospital camps, and then we run 6 sessions of the adventure camp program. We do an ankle biters camp. It's for one parent or grandparent and child for a weekend for 5, 6, and 7-year-olds. A mini camp for 6 to 8-year-olds, 2 nights, 3 days. Russian River Adventures Camp for 8 to 12-year-olds. We do 3 sessions of that. A Teen Adventure Week program, which includes, we've done community service at the Redwood Empire Food Bank and with Food for Thought. And we do a counselor and training leadership program for 15 to 18-year-olds. And I have materials available here for all of you that are interested in spreading the word. Thank you so much for your time.
Katie, I just want, for all of you, this is my own personal experience going up to the camp. I walked in and I saw all these kids, and I thought I must have missed it at the wrong week, because these kids were just like kids. They were like kids at a camp. And then you go into the medical room, and what separates them, what makes them so different is they're always somewhat isolated in their own world, in their schools and whatnot. But when they get to this camp, they're with all these other kids who are in the same position they're at. And it is just so exciting to see them. But then to go into the medical room where they're all constantly having to take medications. And so you have a room, half the size of this, lined up with just pills and pills and pills. I mean, they take dozens of pills a day. And they have to and will probably for the rest of their lives. And here, they're normal. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience to see these kids. So I encourage all of you to go by St. Dorothy, see the place. It's got 600 of the best acres to walk around that you can imagine. And it's a place that I really encourage everybody to take one of the brochures and look into it.
Again, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I have a task.
Two tasks.
2!
First,
Got this.
we have a door prize, and we buy tickets, and part of the money goes into here.
Did you buy ticket doing? Did I call your name?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a little more money.
Rich, get rich.
I wonder what we'll do with our workers.
Let Marty.
So, the first little task is if you would draw one of these tickets. So the lucky person can participate in trying to draw an ace. So if you draw one of those, just read the last word.
1, 8, 3, 9.
That's me!
Full disclosure, she did do the title.
This is a award that you that John Lewis, has Bob's contribution to his monthly. Very nice.
Great, I gave up 1 for Lent, but Sundays are 3 days.
Julie. See if there's anything in here that's not going to Okay, so we just have to kind of fan them out here. So they're all fairly presented. And you get to draw one of those cards, and if it's an ace, oh, it's a queen. Close. Thank you. But you get wonderful.
I love this.
Okay. That's going to be from Marty, because he's going to be next week.
Oh, thank you, Marty.
Okay. So, we have a joke, and it's mine. And it's right here, at the ready, kind of. I'll just tell you. So this guy really wants to impress his new girlfriend, beautiful one, and so he has tickets to the Super Bowl. So he takes her to the Super Bowl. She'd never been to a football game before, and she thought she would really enjoy it. So they got seats right down, on the 50-yard line. Great seats. You see everything that's going on. Have a fun, fantastic time. And after the event, he said, "Well, what did you think? Did you have a good time?" I said, "Oh, it was wonderful. Those guys, all the muscles and the tight pants, it was really spectacular." But I was kind of confused about one thing. What was that? Well, at the start of the game, they flipped a quarter. One guy got it, and then the rest of the game, they kept fighting over that quarter. They said, "Get the quarterback! Get the quarterback!"